Hi everyone, and welcome to our final Minion meeting for EvilCon 2024. Today we're covering registration. It is easy, I promise. So let's get started. So what covering our registration means is we'll be talking about pre-registration, buying your tickets beforehand, outdoor registration, buying them when you get there, and peace bonding, which is making sure all weapons and props are inspected for safety before attendees are allowed into the convention. So we have multiple types of badges. There's the single day badges for Friday and Saturday, only giving access for said day. The 3-day badges, which is, all access. The VIP, which is all access and more. There's the exhibitor press badges and the special guest photographer special events badges. These are for people who are working in the vendor room, artist alley, covering it for a publication, or people working for us at the con, like our special guest, our photographer, and so on and so forth. All these badges will have what type of badge they are written on them, and they kind of look slightly different from each other depending on the type. If an attendee wants to upgrade their badge from a single day badge to a 3-day, they just have to pay the price difference. You can ask the staff member at the table with you for help on that. Children under 7 get into the convention free because, they're only there because their parents are. And then there's friends and family badges. These are 3-day badges that are sold at a discounted rate to select people. And there will be a list of people that are applicable for that purchase. If they're not on the list, they don't get the discount. Some other fun badge information is parent badges. These are the same color as a 3-day badge. The parent badges give them access to all the panels and vendor rooms, but do not allow them to participate in any of the contests. These are badges for parents who aren't like anime fans, but they have, children who are and wanted to come, and so the parents are, along with supervision. Attendees can ask for this type of badge, but we don't want you to advertise it when you're at the reg desk, because there will be some otaku parents who are seeing this as a quick, a get around for the for them to be able to fully participate in things without having to pay full price, because they're wanting to be at the convention because, they're just like the rest of us. Panelists will be checked in at the pre-reg. There should be panelist information there for them. And either at your station or with the swag down by our wonderful Chloe will be there for them. When you get to the con, we'll figure out where that's at, and you'll be told how to direct them to where their panelist bag is. Then there's also the table swaps. These are be listed under their convention or organization. They won't have any names listed, but they should receive 4 3-day badges that they can use to run their table. Then there are the free staff badges. Staff are allowed to give away a certain amount of badges to their friends and family for free. These will have been pre-registered, so that's where they'll be at. If they come to you saying they have a free badge and you can't find them in the system, ask them to go over to registration, because they may have been mistaken and they are under the friends and family discount instead. So, at registration and pre-reg, all attendees will receive their badge with a holder, a lanyard, a team button, and a program. These are in general what the badges look like. Weekend, Friday, Saturday badges, and things like the exhibitor and press badges are all the short badges. Weekend has, both Ember and Mist are pink and blue dragons. Friday just has Ember, Saturday has Mist. Exhibitor and all the special ones have both. VIP is one of our tall badges, and that's the only other badge a person not directly tied into the convention gets. They have all 3 of our dragons, including Ash, our staff dragon. Staff and minions and other people who are connected to the con will also have the tall badges. They will just have lovely ash on them. And as you can see, for things like VIP, exhibitor, minion, staff, any of those special badges, they also have little symbols on them to go with the fact that they say the word. Exhibitor has a shopping cart. VIP has the diamonds. Press has like a camera. Well, photographer has a camera. My bad. Press has like a newspaper or something. I can't remember exactly which one that is. But they all look similar to this. I love this year's badges. They look great. They're my favorite. They are legitimately my favorite of all our badges after doing this for so many years. So, pre-registration. When an attendee arrives at your station, ask them for their confirmation number or their last name. They should have received the confirmation number in an email. If they can't find it, you can ask them for their last name and you can look them up in the system by their name. If you're using their last name, or honestly, even if you're asking for the confirmation number, it's usually best also to then ask to see their ID. But that is 100% true if you're going by name without the confirmation number. Check them into the system by finding them on the list, clicking on the name or the confirmation number, and then click the check-in button at the bottom of the screen. And if an attendee ordered more than one badge, they can pick up both badges. Just make sure both names are checked in. Give them their team button, which would be what team they are on is listed right next to their name, their lanyard badge, and ask them to move to the end of the table to fill in their name. If they ordered the bundle, which will also be listed underneath their name, inform them that they can pick up their shirt at the swag table. And if they bought a VIP badge, just simply hand them the VIP bag. Their badge is inside there. And all of the bags will be labeled with the name of the person. And that's pre-registration. It's pretty easy. Now for registration, after the attendee tells you what badge they want, you'll click the plus sign that's next to that specific badge type. And then after you click that plus sign, it'll give you a little screen that says where you choose how many of that badge type you want to order. And you can do this for however many different badges they do. So like if they order the 2 3-day access badges in one parent badge, you would, click the 3-day full access, change the number to 2, click done, and then click the plus sign for the parent badge. And after you're selecting all the amount of badges to sell, back on the sell screen, you'll have that total at the top. You'll tell them, hey, it's going to cost this much. And then you'll click View Cart. On the next screen, you'll have them fill out the name and email address for the person paying. Then click Next and have them fill out the information for each badge being purchased. This is also where you'll find out what team each person's going to go on, if you get to choose, or if you're being told by whoever's keeping track of the team numbers at registration, hey, for the next 5 people, give them team missed, or so on and so forth. After the customer information has been filled in, the next screen will ask them, okay, are we paying cash or credit? If they're paying from cash, type in the amount handed to you and select place order. Then take that money to the cash box and count out any change due. Then place the money in the cash box and hand the customer their change. You will also record the amount paid in a notebook next to the cash box. Yet again, you can always ask for help if your brain is just not braining with the math. If they choose credit, you'll be taken to a card information screen. Type in the information and select place order. They will then be asked to sign the screen. And I do mean type in the information. We used to have card swipers, but they just are not playing ball with the tablets anymore after last year for some reason. Nobody knows. So you will have to manually type in the card number. Now, once the order has finished processing, if the attendee would like a receipt, cash or card, they can choose to have the receipt emailed to them. At this point, you'll just give them their lanyard, badge, and team pin and all that jazz, just like our pre-reg. Now we have peace bonding. So what is it? Peace bonding is marking all prop weaponry as safe and rendering all possible projectile prop weapons unoperable. Real metal swords, knives, and etc. are banned and must be returned to the owner's vehicle or hotel room. It doesn't matter if it's dull or won't hold an edge. Same with, arrows for a bow and arrow. If you want to bring in a quiver of arrows, those arrowheads, I don't care if they're plastic, must be completely removed, and you just have a thing of sticks. Yes, we had someone bring in metal arrowheads once, and we had to tell them, no, please take those back. No. Because things like that is not really something you can peace bond. And also, just the complete ban on the metal weaponry makes it safer for everyone overall. Prop weapons that are dangerous, like they're trailing cords that could clothesline people or are a tripping hazard, or just something's not hanging on correctly, like it looks like it's going to fall off and hurt someone at any moment, they must be made safe via some quick fixes or peace bonding the offending object to the weapon body. Otherwise, it also has to be returned to the car or to the hotel room. And all prop weapons are to be peace bonded, no exceptions. Technically. There is technically an exception. So we do have a group of people who run our LARP room, and they bring in big bags of foam weapons for people to hit each other with. Those don't get peace bonded because adding a zip tie to that would actually make it more dangerous in said BOF room. But if a person is just wandering around the convention with one of those foam weapons, then during that time, that's got to be peace bonded. They say, but I'm going to use it with the LARP room. Tell them that's okay. If you want to use it when you get to the LARP room, you can have the zip tie cut off then, and when you come back out, get a new one put on. But while you were walking around the convention with it, it is a prop weapon and therefore has to go through the process. So how do we go about peace bonding? So for things that are swords and other melee weapons, you want to place the zip tie in a non-obstructive area, such as part of the handle or where the pole and the weapon head meet, like if it's a hammer. If the thing is extra girthy, you may need to use 2 zip ties. Now, if it's a prop sword that goes in a sheath, you definitely want to zip tie the prop sword and not the sheath. We used to allow things like metal swords where we would zip tie it into the sheath, but since no metal whatsoever, you can just put the zip tie on the handle so people can still, pull it out of said sheath. For prop guns, zip tie the trigger all the way back in the fire position. If the exception being if the gun is entirely painted, and the trigger don't move, well, you're obviously not going to get something that is like a solid piece to move back into the fire position, but you still need to put the zip tie around where the trigger is. If the gun looks realistic, then it has to have the orange muzzle around the tip. All realistic prop guns usually come with that orange muzzle tip, something to say, hey, this is not real, this is fake, and are required for things like this. And that's like a lot of airsoft guns and some more realistic water guns, things like that. Speaking of water guns, I forgot to put this in here. Anything like water gun or Nerf gun also should be kind of empty. Like no darts, no water, none of that. Nobody wants to get wet at the convention like that. It's not fun. And if you are unsure how to zip tie something, radio in for help. Come over to the minion layer, ask someone else with you at the registration table, and we'll figure it out. Lord knows I've had to daisy chain a few zip ties in my time, so we can always figure it out. And look, I know I said that this was our last meeting, but technically there's one more. So on Thursday, March 14th, the day before the convention, at 5 p.m. at the Convention Center, which is the old National Events Plaza, we're having a meetup. This is a time where you get to tour the space, see how we've laid things out this year, ask any questions you have about anything that we went over in any of these videos or just something that came up. It's going to be another chance for you to sign up for hours. And afterwards, if you want, you can kind of stick around and help us with setup. So I hope to see you guys there. Otherwise, I hope to see you bright and early on that Friday morning.